Madam Director General, Your Excellencies, my dear colleagues, if ever there was an ill-starred island, it is that isle once known as Hispaniola, whose western half is known now as Haiti, a land of profound contradictions that symbolize at once the loftiest aspiration of the human spirit, freedom, and its eternal adversary, tyranny. Even the spirituality of the African continent that sustained its people through generations of human degradation has not escaped a tyrannical conversion. Voodoo became part of the negative face of folklore, turned into an agency of superstitious and political terror that shrouded the nation in an opaque, diabolical subjugation. Meat and drink, especially now, to the cinematic arts. Now, it would appear that the much abused mystic forces of nature has turned palpably brutal, joined in the spiral of reprisals, and left a people stunned into a condition that evokes that very image of dread, the zombie or the living dead. All too painfully, the process of resuscitation lumbers on. When a book is lost, goes a familiar African saying, it can be replaced. When a village elder dies, however, an entire library has vanished. Now, societies steeped in the tradition of the griot and other oral custodians of a people's heritage may be forgiven this touch of the hyperbole. Nevertheless, it is a sentiment that is based on truth. Elders have died now in Haiti, so have youth, so have habitations. The scale of destruction provokes a variation on that African saying, instructing us that when a habitation dies, a warehouse of memory perishes with it. Such a loss is the world's, however, not merely that of the stricken locality. More than physical libraries have been lost in Haiti. Oh, yes, indeed, those also. And the records, the physical structures, the priceless archives that guard a people's history have ended in rubble, mush, and ashes. In addition to these, however, so have the venerated spots and landmarks, the patina of ancestry on familiar walls, the communal spaces such as market squares, arbors, ageless trees, under whose shade the community is renewed as the griot spins out narratives of a people's antecedents and society's coming and being, where knowledge of identity passes from the old and is embedded in the young. These are the palpable threads in the fabric of continuity of our species, linking generation to generation. For Haiti, much of this is entombed in the insatiable maw of nature. Even cobbled pathways, evocation of time past, the mementos and monuments of both triumphant and hostile faces of history have not been spared. Heritage transcends mere monuments, however. The very soil on which both the seeds of tyranny and resistance were sown, the earth that is soaked in the blood of despots and martyrs alike, are part of a people's narrative. All eloquent chapters, annotations, and bookmarks that line the daily passages of a people even as they pursue their most mundane activities. These have been crushed, mangled into indecipherable mounds, shorn of their communal associations. The bulldozer has been accorded the last word. Hallowed spaces of legend have become one with earthworks, the guaranteed bequest of a blind catastrophe. How often has the world of letters been moved, irrespective of race, to indulge in the celebration of the victory of the Haitian resistance under General Dessalines over the forces of re-enslavement dispatched by Napoleon Bonaparte in his imperial obsessions. Haiti tested and shredded the claims of Europe as the very nursery of the Age of Enlightenment. Beyond the clash of arms, however, Haiti proved the manifestation of a people's supreme will that resulted in the establishment of the first independent black republic on the globe, an event whose heroes such as Toussaint Louverture, have been rhapsodized by poets and dramatists, immortalized in statuaries on canvases, murals and tapestries from impassioned brushes, weavers and carvers. They range from schooled masters of the art in formal galleries all over the world to the roadside naive painters all the way from Harlem in the US to South Africa. But these figures are the survivors across time. Today we are confronted by the needs of survivors in present time, the direct heirs of that proud history, the living repositories of the attainment and inspiration of our creativity. That burden is now ours, their agony ours, the hope of their survival ours. If we fail them, we deny them. We endorse the victory of blind nature over human resilience and resourcefulness, and thus we fail ourselves. We master fate only when we disperse the stench of death and anguish with the magic wand of faith in the future, planting a kiss of life on the faces of orphans, the wounded, and the bereaved.